So it's the start of a new football season. Football is back underway. The Premier League is back underway. This weekend's fixtures have been entertaining, to say the least. Chelsea Man City happened today. One of the first games of the new season. Man City were the victors of that game, as you would all expect. But I'm not gonna talk about Man City in this video because why would I need to? It's just Man City. It's just a routine for Man City now. Chelsea. We need to talk about Chelsea. Their pre-season wasn't impressive at all. They lost to Celtic. They lost to Man City. They just didn't look good in pre-season at all, and their manager has come from a promoted team from the Championship, Leicester City, Enzo Maresca. Could this cause worries for Chelsea fans? They just don't look good. They just don't look like a team that can compete for the top 5, top 4 anymore. And I just think it's getting worse for Chelsea. It's getting really, really bad. Yeah, it's just getting bad for Chelsea. Last season, they were really bad. The season before that, really bad. This season, I think it's just going to be a loop. I feel bad for Chelsea fans because they're watching their team. I've said this in a video before. They've watched their team week in, week out for the last 20 odd years or so, even longer. And for the most part of that, they've been excellent. But in the last 2-3 years, they've been really bog standard. And I just don't think they can compete at the top level anymore. They are in the Conference League this season. Now, I wouldn't be surprised if they don't even make it to the semi-finals. I mean, they have to win it. They have to be the favourites to win this competition. But it's, again, 2-3 years now without a trophy. The last time they won a trophy was in the 20/21 season, the Champions League. That is the last time. I think they were Club World Cup champions as well the season after that. But that is the last time they won a proper trophy. They just haven't been great at all over the last 2 seasons. Last season, terrible. Season before that, terrible. They played their first game, 2-0 win to Man City. And all this Cucurella bullcrap. Haaland is going to tremble. I'm going to say this now. Cucurella is a clown. Cucurella is a clown. Whoever let that man into this Chelsea side, not that it's good, but whoever let that man compete at the top tier end of football has some explaining to do. Because that song that he sang at the Euros just tells you it all, really. Chelsea, again, get off to a really bad start in the Premier League. Last season, their first game of the season was against Liverpool, which they drew 1-1 in, and they didn't seem half bad. But then it got gradually worse as the season went on, and they just had a really, really bad season. Many fans thought, because of the promising end of last season that Chelsea had, many fans thought that this would be a lot different. But my thinking is that it's just going to go on as a loop, and I just don't think Chelsea are going to get back to their normal selves, at least for the next 2-3 years. They make too many signings. I mean, you look at the amount of signings. They need Pedro Neto on that pitch. They really do. They need Pedro Neto on the pitch because he is going to be their X factor. Well, I say that, he might not be, but he will be their X factor if he plays. Now, Enzo Maresca, I don't think he played Pedro Neto today. But yeah, it's getting progressively worse for Chelsea. It is getting progressively worse, and it is going to get to the point where they're just going to keep making signings. That they've signed someone called Caleb Wiley this summer. Who is that? Someone called Renato Vega. Who's that? I don't know who these players are. I mean, the only players that I know that they've signed, Tosin, Kiernan Dewsbury Hall, Pedro Neto, and that's literally it. They've signed a new goalkeeper. They've got 8 keepers now. They've also signed someone called Mike Penders from Genk. They've got 8 goalkeepers. Do you really need 8 goalkeepers, man? Really? It's not like they're all going to get injured and you're going to be left with like 2 goalkeepers. You don't need that many. Like, I don't even know who's meant to be playing in goal for them anymore. Is it Petrovic? Is it Sanchez? Is it Kepa? I don't know who is playing for them in goal anymore. Their team is just a mess. They really need to sort it out. How they've managed to dodge FFP laws is beyond me. But yeah, they've made 35 signings over the last year or so. Let me put that into perspective for you. Liverpool's 35th signing was Joe Gomez. And that was nearly 10 years ago. Which is mental. But yeah, Chelsea really need to up their game. A lot of people have been saying this for a long time. It's the first game, but the way they played, it just doesn't seem promising. It really just doesn't seem promising. I really don't see them. I really see them being mediocre again. I really think they're just going to be mediocre again because I can't see them doing any better than last season. They were really bad this season. I think it's going to be really bad again for them this season. Yeah, Chelsea, utterly shambolic. It's just utterly shambolic. Yeah, not a great start at all to the football season. I mean, Haaland just shot them down today. Haaland literally just shot them down. Yeah, he's just too good. But 2-0 loss on the first day of the Premier League. Now, they should have either not sacked Poch. If they'd have just kept Poch, they'd have been fine. Why did they have to sack him? Why did he have to be sacked? I mean, that's the question everyone's asking. He did well. Towards the end of the season, he was alright. He had that Chelsea team in check, but now they've got Enzo Maresca in. He was going to be going into a new Premier League season with Leicester, and he went on to manage Chelsea. It's just shambolic, honestly. I think Chelsea just needs to be treating their managers better because they've had over 10, 20 managers since the start of the Premier League. 2 seasons ago, they had Thomas Tuchel. Since that, they've had not Bruno Fernandes. They've had Graham Potter. They had too many managers to count. They had Frank Lampard again at one point. They've had Poch and now they've got Maresca. Do you want to know how many managers Liverpool and Man City have had in the last 10 years? 2. Man City have had 1, Liverpool have had 2. I never thought I'd say this, but Man United are better than Chelsea. Oh, it's just horrendous for Chelsea. It's just shambolic. Anyway, it's the start of a new season. I'm very excited. If you enjoyed the video, you know what to do, which means like, subscribe, turn post notifications on, and I'll see you in the next video. Peace out.